So we are going to do a new little series here while I cruise on a bike. I'm going to talk to you guys about cruising. So we just got off of the Star of the Seas for, I think it was its third actual sailing. And basically what happened was we stayed in Concierge. And this is the second time we stayed in Concierge for Royal Caribbean. The first time was Icon of the Seas a year ago. And then we were like, you know what? This seems to be really nice. It was really nice last year. The people were amazing. The concierge was amazing. The time was amazing. We just had a really good trip. We did once without concierge on the Icon. That was the first trip. And then the second trip, we did concierge. So we had both ways of doing it. And the first trip was, it was really good. But the second trip was just a little bit better just because of the fact that we were in concierge and we got the nice place to eat at the Coastal Kitchen. We got to go to the sweet neighborhood in the pool and go and have some fun there, which is nice because there's not very many people that actually go to that pool. So it's nice to get away from the crowds every once in a while. It's not the biggest pool in the world, but it was nice. So, that we had an amazing concierge version. That was, I think, the big thing that really made us really want to do concierge again because of the person that we were with. It was really nice. But let's get to this time. So this time in concierge, it was the same. The Star of the Seas and Icon of the Seas is pretty much the same ship. There's slight differences, like on the Star of the Seas, there's the Back to the Future show, which was amazing, by the way. My favorite show that I think I've ever seen on a cruise ship. I think it might be biased because I love Back to the Future, the movie. That's one of my favorite movies. If not my favorite movies, is Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. And, I grew up in those movies. So that it might be biased. We saw the Wizard of Oz on the Icon, which again was an amazing show. And I would highly recommend either one of those shows. Again, especially the Back to the Future was amazing. Okay, back to Concierge. Now, like I said, on the Icon, we had an amazing concierge team. They were great. They were, pretty much anything we asked, they were able to do for us. So this cruise, we're like, okay, great. This is how concierge works. We we'll have a great time. If we, need to set up a different dining time, they'll be able to do it. Or if, oh no, we forgot to schedule a show or we're going to miss this show, maybe they can, reschedule for us, that kind of thing. And so before, if you don't know how concierge works on the Royal Caribbean ships, they email you, the concierge people email you about a week beforehand, and ask you and, say, this is your concierge team. If you have any special requests, blah, 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 let us know now. So we did that. We were like, okay, I remember on the Icon, the beds weren't the most fluffiest, the most comfortable. So me and my sister, which was also in concierge with us, they had their own room. My family sister. This is what my family does, a Royal Caribbean trip every year. That's what we do. We go on a big family cruise. And last year we did Icon. This year we did the Star of the Seas. But anyway, so she emailed us, and we emailed her back and said, hey, we know that these beds are not the most comfy. Can we please have a mattress topper? And she said, oh, great. We'll have one ready for you. We'll have one on the bed for you when you get there. It was not. My sister got one, and they emailed her at the same time, and she emailed them the same thing that we did, and she got her, their beds got, both her bed and the kids' bed both got mattress toppers. But for some reason, they ran out of mattress toppers because I guess people were asking before us for mattress toppers, and that's just what they said. They ran out, and so we were not able to get a mattress topper. And so we were kind of upset because we're like, we asked the concierge over a week ago, and how do you not have enough mattress toppers for, I know that many people did not say, hey, I need a mattress topper. But, they were like, oh, no, sorry, we can't do anything. We don't have any. It's already been, all of them have been taken. So we said, okay, that's fine. We were upset. So they didn't really want, they were like, okay, we can maybe put a comforter on your bed, extra comforter, and see if that's gonna help. We were like, okay. So they did that. It didn't help at all. It really didn't. It's a thin comforter that they just put on our bed that underneath the sheets. So there was that issue. So the next day, the concierge, maybe another person from the housekeeping team, didn't knock, didn't do anything. She just came in our room, and I was laying in the bed, and thank goodness I, was closed. But she just pretty much just came in the room, and my son was sitting up, and he was like, Dad, there's someone at our door. And I was like, oh, hello. So they just pretty much just came in without knocking or anything. That was not a fun thing. So she looked again to see if there was anything underneath our bed. She couldn't find anything. As she was there was a person that called and said, hey, we're trying to find a mattress topper for you. I said, okay, great. There's someone in the room now. He said, okay. So we hung up. Literally, she goes, there's nothing under your bed. Let me go check to see if I can find something somewhere else. I said, okay, great. So literally, as soon, not like a few minutes after, literally she walked out the door, and as soon as she walked out of the door, a phone call again and said, oh, I'm sorry, they looked and there's nothing there. I'm like, she literally just left. Like, either you're lying to me or you already knew this and you were just doing this to appease me. But anyway, so that's the mattress topper thing. They did give us some extra goodies, I guess. Like they gave us some bathrobes, a hat. So that was all taken care of. I knew it wasn't our stateroom attendant's fault. So we didn't take it out on him. Like, I wasn't upset with our stateroom attendant. We still tipped him and everything like that. It was just, we were like, why is this brand new ship only have a few mattress toppers on this ginormous ship, the biggest cruise ship in the world? Why do you not have that many mattress toppers? And especially on the list of things for Concierge is a mattress topper for one of the perks of Concierge, and so they didn't have it. But finally, our stateroom attendant, he was like, you know what? Let me go see if we can get a new mattress for you, because let's see if we can find so he put a mattress that goes on like a roll-away bed. He put the mattresses on top of our mattress for us, and that made it a lot better. So if just a little tip, if you don't have a mattress cover or mattress topper, if they don't have any available, ask for a roll-away bed mattress, put it on top of yours, because that made it a million times better. Because the first couple days without the mattress topper, I could barely walk the next day. It was just that hard. And the kids' bed is even harder. We stayed in the Surfside family suite. So it doesn't. Okay, so we stayed in that room last year. It was fine. And we had gone it was fine. The bed wasn't the most comfortable, but it wasn't as hard as this one. I think it was just because it was newer, but it was okay. It was okay. So that is my pro tip, to get a more comfortable bed is do what he did for us and put a rollaway mattress on your mattress. I guess it could be pretty much on any bed. But so the room, I will tell you, the room, not the best. It's on the Surfside family area. So your balcony is facing the Surfside family area. Not loud, even with all the stuff happening downstairs, not really a loud place. Not a loud room. What I will say is that the size of it is not the greatest. If you have bigger kids, they will not be able to go on that bed very easily. My niece and nephew were in the same type of room, and their feet were hanging off the bed, and they were only, let's see, she is 12 and he's 10. So they were bigger than the bed. So if you have a older kid, like a teenager, this is not going to work for you because of the fact that their feet will definitely be hanging off the bed and they will be very uncomfortable. So there's a heads up on that. There's not much storage in the room either. There's the one closet and a little small cabinet area in the kids area of the room, and then there is some drawers as well near the closet. But other than that, not much storage. So if you have like older kids, we were able to put our little kids clothes in that cabinet above their bed. But that's just because, again, we have littler kids. But we had to put like their socks and underwear on like this little shelf below their TV. But it is what it is. We knew that the storage was like that from the last time we were in there, so we already had a heads up. My sister did not realize because she had a different room last time, and she did not like it at all. So the next time we go on the Star of the Seas, we're going to go back on, I think, next year for our trip. We're going to go back on the Star of the Seas, and we're going to do the family suite that can do 6 people, because this room could only do 4. The family suite that we were in could do 4. The other one with like the chalkboard and stuff like that, the cool room, can do 6 people. And so that's the one we're going to get next year. We're also going to see if the concierge for the Diamond and like the Crown, the Crown Lounge people, they have a concierge on there. So we're going to see what they can do for us next year, because they have a lounge. They have, the only thing they don't have is a pool and stuff like that, but they have a lounge and things. So, we're going to see if it's anything close to what the concierge did for us this time, because again, the concierge didn't really do anything for us anytime. Like, we asked to cancel a reservation for us. They said they did, but they never did, for dinner. And so they said they were going to, and they never did. Also, we tried to get our time moved for their ice show, and they were like, okay, well, my sister did it. She went up there. She said, hey, can our family and my brother's family get the time moved for the show? And she was like, well, we can move you. Okay. So she said, yes, we can move them and move everybody. So they moved her, and then they said, oh, well, they already did this, by the way. They already moved them. They said, oh, well, we moved you, but we put your brother's family on the wait list. And she was like, well, why didn't you tell me this before you moved us? Because now my brother's on the wait list. So then we went up there and we were like, hey, is there any way that we can get moved? So they told us, they didn't mention a wait list to us. They mentioned a wait list to her, but they did not mention a wait list to us. They just said, oh yeah, we can move you. We already moved you. And then we looked in our thing and it was still not moved. So finally, right before the show, it was finally moved because they said it was full. It was absolutely full, absolutely packed. And then when the show came around, the show had a lot of empty seats, like a lot of empty seats. So I know that show was not full. But anyway, so that was another situation that we had this time. Okay, so this still doesn't sit right with me today. So one of the days that we had gone to the Sweet pool area, the Sweet neighborhood, there was you can get ice cream bars at the food area. So my son decides he wants to go get an ice cream bar. We're in the pool. He goes to get an ice cream bar. Actually, I think I was sitting outside the pool. So he goes and gets an ice cream bar. And next thing I know, he comes back to me and he says, with his ice cream bar, he says, Daddy, the lady up there was asking me a lot of questions. I was like what? He said she was asking me if I knew my room number. And I said, he was like, I said yes. And she said, well, do you know where your parents are? Are you lost? And he's like, no, my parents are right over there. She said, are you sure? And he's like, yes. This boy is only 9 years old. So, he's not like a teenager trying to sneak in or whatever. But like, he's like, yes, my family's right over there. And she's like, okay. So this lady is a manager, because I know this because she was wearing a white jacket. Like the managers, like the head people wear white jackets on Royal Caribbean. So that being said, so I'm sitting over on one of the chairs, and she comes over and gets his trash from him. Doesn't say anything, just gets his trash. So as we go over, we sit down, we start eating some stuff. We decide, okay, we're gonna head out. So this lady, so my 4 or 6-year-old daughter decides she wants to get a apple before we leave. She was like, hey, Daddy, can I get an apple before we leave? I said, oh yeah, go ahead. So as she's getting an apple, this lady, the same lady that asked my son about if he was lost and if he was pretty much supposed to be there, was like just staring at her getting an apple, like 2 feet away from my daughter, just like staring at her getting an apple, just standing there, not saying anything. And then I'm like, that's weird. And so as she gets her apple, we start walking out, and she starts following us. And I'm like, okay. Like, she has not done this for literally anybody else. She starts like following us out the door, and we go to the elevator. The elevator's right outside the coastal kitchen area, or the lounge, and the grove. So we push the elevator button. This lady is just standing there, not saying anything, just staring at us. And like, as we in the middle of the door is still open, like the automatic door. So the door is not closed, but she's just like staring at us the whole time. And it made me feel very uncomfortable. Like she was like acting like we weren't supposed to be there, and like pretty much just like following us out. Like, I'm like, I have no idea why she's acting like this, but whatever. So it still does not sit right with me, because I'm like, she made us feel unwanted in there, or like we weren't supposed to be there, and not asking us a question other than harassing my son, asking him if he was lost, and pretty much just like grilling him, instead of just handing him an ice cream cone or ice cream bar, because you have to ask for an ice cream bar and they hand you one. But instead of just asking for ice cream or like handing him an ice cream bar, she starts like grilling him on what his room number is and if he's supposed to be there and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, so that did not sit right with me. It was just not our favorite trip, because of all the, if you ask me if that was my first go around with Concierge, I would never do it again, just because of the fact that, you know, we didn't really get anything other than a few, you know, the coastal kitchen was nice, being able to go for breakfast there instead of having to go to like the main dining room to have a sit down breakfast. But other than that, I don't think it was worth it this time, because they really didn't do much for us. And they really, again, the people felt like it was, again, I just felt unwanted in the areas that we were supposed to be in and we could be in. So they need to do better. That lady needs to be retrained on how to treat people in the concierge area. But if I hadn't gone and done concierge the first time, I wouldn't know how they were supposed to. It was supposed to be, because the first time when we were on the Icon, it was amazing. The people were amazing. The concierge ladies knew our names, our kids' names. You know, they greeted us every single time we went in there. It was just so welcoming and nice. And, you know, I was like, okay, this is nice. I like this a lot. And then this time, the lady barely even knew our names, or didn't like. It was just not good. But that was our Icon, or that was our Star of the Seas trip in a nutshell. Again, if we weren't with family and having fun with them, I would not have liked this trip at all. You know, we had fun on our excursions. You know, I liked the shows that were on there. The shows were amazing. So again, this is nothing to do with the actual ship itself. When I was not in Concierge, I was having a blast. You know, with going to the shows, watching the shows, going to the different lounges. Like the piano bar was so much fun. The dueling piano bar at the last night that we went to, such a good time. We sang karaoke. It was just so much fun. Concierge, not so much. So if you are thinking about booking Concierge on the Star of the Seas, I would say no, just because of the people that are in there are not the best. And again, you just don't really get your money's worth with how they treat you. So, you know, Concierge is more than just the things that you get, it's how you're treated. And if I were to rank how we were treated in Concierge on the Star of the Seas, I would rank it a 4 out of 10. And on the Icon of the Seas, I would rank it a 10 out of 10. But Star, a 4 out of 10. It was just not the greatest situation, not the greatest time we had in Concierge. The ship, I would give it an 8 out of 10. The Concierge, not so much. So I'm gonna do a video probably in the next couple days about whether what the big difference for us between, you know, Royal Caribbean and Disney, because we go on a lot of Disney ships. The most of the time that we go on Royal Caribbean ships is when we're with my family, because that's what they ride. They go on. So I'm gonna do a why we personally choose Disney over Royal Caribbean compared to, you know, what, because it's a personal preference on what we like to do and stuff like that. But I'm going to do a video on that probably within the next day or two, a sit down video on that. But I hope you guys liked this different approach of me getting some exercise on my bike and talking to you guys about our Star of the Seas trip. And I might do, if you guys like this, I'll do some more, you know, just, you know, sitting down talking like this. You know, it wasn't, I didn't really plan anything out. I just literally just got on my bike and just started riding. And I was like, you know what? Let me talk about our Star of the Seas trip. And because, again, I don't want other people to make the same mistakes we did. So I'll see you guys later. Remember to love yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.